Marvel never fails to surprise people with unexpected events, but like its favorite plot of love failures, there's one more news story that you may not love. Ever since making his comic book debut in 1963, Iron Man has accomplished almost unceasingly. Even though things have not always gone well, Tony Stark's efforts have contributed to some of the greatest Marvel moments, but the main question is always whether he will return or not. Now is the time to know that. Jon Favreau's Iron Man made its theatrical debut in 2008. Though Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight took the title for Best Comic Book Movie of the Year, this one came in a close second. Iron Man has developed into the largest film franchise in history, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, through crossovers, sequels, and phases. In Iron Man, the impact on upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe films is evident. It is evident that Marvel carefully considered the elements of Iron Man's success when creating its later films. According to Kevin Feige, Robert Downey Jr. will not be playing Iron Man again in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In a recent Vanity Fair cover story about Downey Jr., the president of Marvel Studios addressed whether or not they would resurrect Iron Man, Tony Stark, after his death in Avengers Endgame. "We are going to keep that moment and not touch that moment again," Feige said of Stark's final moments in the 2019 film. "We all worked very hard for many years to get to that, and we would never want to magically undo it in any way." Downey Jr., who made his Marvel debut in 2008's Iron Man, was nearly passed over for the role due to his reputation, which included being arrested in April 1996 for possession of heroin, cocaine, and an unloaded gun. However, Feige and director Jon Favreau were determined to have the actor portray the titular superhero in the film. It purely came down to the Marvel board being nervous about putting all of their chips in their future films on somebody who famously had those legal troubles in the past, Feige said of Downey's arrests. "I wasn't very good, and I'm still not great at taking no for an answer. But I also don't pound my chest to try to get my way. I try to figure out ways to make it clear to other people why we should head in a certain direction, and that's when the idea of a screen test came up." Howard Hughes, a successful businessman, defense contractor, and Playboy inventor, served as inspiration for Iron Man, Tony Stark's rich alter ego, who also owned Stark International and manufactured weapons worldwide. Much was made in the early days of Marvel's production of heroes with problems, and Stark's problem was potentially lethal. In the Vietnam jungles, while showcasing some new weapons, he gets injured by a bomb and gets taken prisoner by a Viet Cong warlord. Stark's life is running out, so he is forced to work for his captors, who are making new weapons. Little do they know, though, that he is also building a high-tech armor suit for himself that will keep him alive and turn him into a walking arsenal. Former Marvel Studios president David Maisel asserted back in June that he was instrumental in persuading the board of Marvel to select Downey Jr. over Timothy Olyphant, the company's other contender. Maisel stated bluntly, "My board thought I was crazy to put the future of the company in the hands of an addict. I made it clear to them how excellent he was in the part. We were all certain that he was and would remain clean." Over the course of 1 year, Downey Jr. made 9 appearances in Marvel movies. Feige recalled in an interview with Vanity Fair how encouraging Downey Jr. was to his Marvel co-stars, joking that everyone there looked up to Robert, so we used to joke and say that Robert was the head of the acting department. Feige went on, "He did not take them all under his wing in a servile way. He just became their cheerleader." And with that, there is a good chance we will not see our superhero millionaire again in the MCU. But as for the Marvel movies, nobody knows what will happen next. When one arrives in your area this July, you will get to witness Deadpool return to action alongside the Wolverine, the greatest X-Men of all time. This was it for today, and now it's time to say goodbye. Anyway, keep watching PI Entertainment for more interesting news. Please subscribe to the channel for more upcoming and exclusive content.